Love, exciting and new.
Hello, Hannah Waddingham here. Have you seen the fabulous new Sun Princess? World-class entertainment, exceptional dining, and the greatest pizza ever.
It's a love.
Don't miss our Come Aboard sale with up to 40% off and free room upgrades. Visit princess.com or call your travel advisor to book. Princess Cruises. Terms and restrictions apply. Offer ends 2/28/25. Ships of Bermudan and British Registry.
Every cup of Nespresso coffee is an invitation to transform your morning routine into a ritual you can treasure each and every day. Using the Virtuo Pop, a simple touch of the button freshly brews bold aromas and a rich, velvety crema layer for delicious cafe-quality coffee at home. Whether you enjoy your coffee hot or over ice, every sip, every morning is unforgettable. Nothing tastes like Nespresso coffee. Visit Nespresso.com or our app to explore our full range of easy-to-use machines and coffees not found anywhere else.
He was staying in my house. Whatever work that he was doing, it was fishy. It was something that had to do with cell phones. And then also, he tried to put his hands on me, trying to get physical.
He made a pass at you?
This is the plaintiff, Angelina Uter. She says she and the defendant have been friends for 20 years, so having to sue him today is difficult. She let him live with her when he got out of rehab and he never paid the rent he promised he would. When she kicked him out because he put his hands on her and tried to make sexual advances, he stole her GoPro. Turns out you can't be nice because it comes back to you smack in the face. She's suing for $1,422.40, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Brandon Pena. He says the plaintiff had a bunch of people living in her house, and she offered to let him stay too while he got back up on his feet. Well, things didn't work out because the plaintiff's a hothead who always yelled at him. He moved out, and if anybody's owed money today, it's him, because the plaintiff stole from him. He's accused of freeloading. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $500.86 for his stolen dresser, blender, and transportation costs.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Angelina Uter?
Yes.
Okay, you are suing Brandon Pena for $1,422.40 that you say he owes you in rent, utilities, and stuff he stole from you. You're counterclaiming against her a NutriBullet, locksmith fees, transportation costs, and a dresser. Okay, I can't wait. Ms. Uter, you start. What happened here?
Okay, October 19, Brandon moved into my apartment.
Did you know him?
Yes.
How did you know him?
For 20 years, we've been friends.
Oh, really?
Yes. He had recently, on October 19, he called me. He told me he got out of rehab, and I asked him to move in with me so I can look after him and help him out not to go back into...
When was the last time you had talked to him since?
Oh, probably 2 years
Okay,
before.
so you hadn't talked to him in quite a while.
No,
All right.
I have not. I was so happy that he actually went into rehab. He got clean, so, I wanted him by my side so he wouldn't mess up anymore. So he moved in, everybody's happy. 12 days in, I saw that he wasn't going to work. He wasn't, bringing in, he was taking it. I felt like I was taken advantage of.
When you say you took him in, what were you doing? Like, just he was staying at your house?
Well, yeah, he was staying in my house. Whatever work that he was doing, it was fishy. It was something that had to do with cell phones. And then also, he tried to put his hands on me, trying to get physical.
He made a pass at you?
Yes.
How? What did he do with his hands?
Well, he touched my body and I kicked him.
How? No. I need specifics.
Okay.
Exactly what did he do? Just walked up and touched your body? That sounds weird.
I was lying on the couch,
Okay.
and he was sitting at the end of the couch.
Okay.
And I was watching TV, and he slowly started putting his hand around my area, and I pushed him off. I said, Brandon, stop it. And he said, no, please, come on. I got out of the couch, and I almost knocked him out, you know. And I said, Brendan, that's not what it is. We're friends. There's nothing sexual. You have 3 girlfriends on the side. I'm not here to be a girlfriend. I'm here to help you, you know. And he, oh, I'm sorry. So we moved past that. I've known him for 20 years. I can move past it. It's fine. Okay. So 12 days in, you know, he wasn't doing really well in my eyes. So I asked him for rent. I said, listen, it's 12 days. At that point, it was $406. I said, listen, you know.
What was $406? Because before that point, he was just a guest.
Right. Well,
so you were changing your mind on whether he should be a guest.
No, we never spoke about him, you know, paying rent. I just wanted him to get on his feet and help him out.
Right.
And then
so he was a guest, and then you said at that point it had been what?
12 days in.
Right. So you decided to place a figure on the 12 days.
That he needs to pay rent.
From then on in, or also including those 12 days?
Including those 12 days.
And did he agree?
Yes.
Okay, and then what happened?
He said, okay, why don't we go to the bank right now? I said, Brendan, it's 7 o'clock at night. The banks are closed. Okay, we'll go in the morning. Morning came, I said, Brendan, let's go to the bank. Oh, I don't have that money. I said, you just told me you had the money. Well, I don't have all of it. How about I pay you on the 19th of every month? Since I moved in on the 19th, I'll pay you on the 19th of every month. He said, okay, that's fine. Or I can pay you weekly. I said, look, monthly payment is fine with me. So then we went to Poconos. I have a house in Poconos.
In the Poconos?
Yes. I have been stressed out, and that's the only place where I can relax. And I told him to come with me. You know, maybe we go there, relax our minds, and we're gonna, you know.
Maybe you don't go to the Poconos with a guy that made a pass at you that you rejected.
Well,
maybe it's better to go to the Poconos without him.
That was a mistake on my part. Okay, I get that. While we're in Poconos, you know, we came there on the 9th of November.
Who's we? The two, just the two of you?
And my daughter.
How old's your daughter?
10. Well, there she was 9. Okay. And I took him on Friday night. I took him to what do you call it? Bingo. We had a really good time, the 3 of us. The next day, him and my daughter were unpacking my car, and they kept leaving the door open. And I just got a little kitten. So when everything got unpacked and my daughter couldn't find the kitten, and she says, Mommy, what happened? I was like, I don't know. We searched everywhere. And I was like, listen, it could have been, you know, because I kept telling you guys to close the door. Go to Brandon, since it was the 2 of you who were leaving the door open, go to Brandon and tell him, listen, Brandon, we gotta look for the kitty since it was our fault for leaving the door open. She goes upstairs and she tells him, and he yells at her and he, get the hell out of, leave me alone, I don't wanna hear anything. So this when I go upstairs and tell Brandon, you left the door open and my daughter, go and look for the kitty. If not, we have to search the outside. He starts cursing at me, I don't give a blah, blah, blah. He starts really, you know.
I guess a Poconos doesn't have the same effect on him. What was he mad at? Do you have any idea?
I don't know, Judge.
Okay, what were you mad at? What happened?
She had been drinking all morning, and she was reacting and screaming and yelling the whole day. And around 5 o'clock, I realized that I couldn't take it anymore. So, because she asked me to look for her kitten, and I said, please leave me alone. I'm going to bed. She didn't like that. I didn't respond to her order, I guess. She said, if you don't help me look for the cat, I'm going to call the cops. I said, do what you like. You're drunk. I haven't been drinking all day long. I don't, you know. And pretty much she did call the cops.
So
yeah.
Were you there when the cops came?
Oh, yeah.
And then what happened?
They said, you have to leave. And I traveled back to Brooklyn.
Okay, so you get back to Brooklyn, and where do you go? Her house?
No, because
Okay.
she had held the keys from me.
Where do you go?
I went to my grandfather's house.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So I go and try to get back my stuff the next day. Well, I wait till Monday. So I'm distraught. I'm without any things, any items, any clothes, just the stuff in my backpack that I packed to go to the Poconos. So I wait till Monday. She doesn't allow me to get my stuff.
How does she not allow you?
Because I was talking through a third party, which was my mother, to actually, you know, make an
Right.
appointment to pick up the stuff around 6 o'clock. She refused to give me the stuff. She blew up like at 5:45. No, you can't get it. No deal, no deal. Take me to court, this and that. So she refused to give it, and then the next day, I called the cops to get my items. She told the cops, "Listen, this is a civil matter. Please handle it in court." So I called the cops again the next day to try to get my stuff again. It didn't work again. So then I went to the court and I served her with papers. The third day, I served her with papers, and I got all my stuff. And
What kind of papers? Illegal lockout?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so did you ever find the cat?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, and then what happened?
I get my stuff.
How did you get your stuff?
The
You went
police-
from I filed a case to, all right, so now that you filed a case, the police escort you?
The police did escort me to
Okay.
get my stuff.
Okay.
In the interim of actually taking my stuff out, the cop was like, "Listen, this is taking a long time. I don't want to do it. I'm gonna leave." So
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not joking.
Oh my God.
So as the cop leaves, as he's leaving, and she sees that the coast is clear, she calls 911 and says, "I'm harassing her and breaking and entering into her home to get my stuff," after the cops had just left. As she does that, I call 911 just to make sure that I'm okay. And thank God the same cops came to the house. Same cops come and they go, "Why are we here?" "Oh, because he harassed me, he broke in." They said, "We just let him in this house. What happened?" Then she goes, "Oh, well, he assaulted me." They said, "Where's the bruise? Where's the, the blood? What's going on?" "Oh, no, it happened like 2 weeks ago." They said, "Really? Why didn't you call then?" So she's a pathological liar. I sort of think she's bipolar, and there's
When she said he assaulted me, was she referring to you making a pass at her?
I don't think so. No.
What did she say? He hit me, or she just said assaulted?
Right then and there, at that present moment.
And then
that
they
had
said,
happened.
"Where are the bruises?"
Yes.
And then she said, "Well, it happened weeks ago."
Correct.
Did you agree to pay her rent?
On the 30th day, I would have.
I just paid her for 1 month, the prospective month that was coming?
Originally?
Normal people pay rent. The rest of us mortals have to pay rent before we live, So what were you going to pay on the 19th? 2 months rent or just the 1 month rent? So that was going to be then prospective rent. All right. You have a counterclaim against her. According to you, there's a dresser. Tell me about that.
Well, this is the dresser. It's a shoe dresser that you actually put shoes in.
I can't see boo. Yeah.
And then this is the price of it too.
So you had a shoe dresser that you brought in there.
Mm-hmm.
This thing?
Yeah.
All right. Why didn't you take it that day when the police were there?
I did take it, but since she had told the police that she can't find my keys, I couldn't get into the storage locker.
What storage locker?
The storage locker that I had.
You had?
That I had, yeah, prior.
That sounds like a you problem.
Yeah. No, but she had my keys, so I couldn't put my dresser in the storage
Where
locker.
had you left your keys?
In her home.
Yes, but how do you, so you're assuming that she falsely told the police that she couldn't find your keys?
Of course, she wanted to make my life hell.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, so what happened? Where's the dresser, this dresser here?
It's garbage. It's in the garbage now. I had to throw it away.
Why did you have to throw it away?
Because I couldn't get inside the locker.
Well, why didn't you just leave it at your grandpa's?
They don't want it there. They don't.
Okay, it takes up this much room. Why didn't you just leave it somewhere else? Why did you have to just throw it away and say it's junk now? It was junk always. But if it's important to you, then get it out of there with the police escort right there and just take it somewhere. It looks like you could actually carry it. It doesn't even look like you need a truck. So I'm just not understanding why your lack of keys and inability to get into your storage room somehow means that she's got to pay you $183 for that used crazy dresser. All right, transportation, $48.50. What's that for? That's the problem in the
Poconos? Yeah.
The one where she says that her guest tells her, "I'm not looking for your cat," and you and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I might expect to have to pay transportation if that happened. The NutriBullet is here, right?
No, I have a picture what he's cleaned.
Oh my God. Did you not bring it today?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So if you let this dude stay in your place for a couple of months rent-free and he abused the privilege and was really kind of a jerk, at the end of it, can you say, look, I'm changing the deal, you're paying me rent?
In my opinion, I would say no.
Why?
I think that deal is gone now, and you can decide going forward.
What do you say? Well, you're the jerk, though.
Yeah, I'm the jerk. I'd like for him to talk to me before he...
So what can he charge you?
I I mean, I feel like it would be a little disrespectful if he charged me rent as my friend.
Even though you're a jerk.
Even though I'm a jerk.
Going inside the courtroom.
Do you have the other part of the NutriBullet?
In my kitchen, as I told the court, it's in my kitchen.
Why don't you just bring it in your hand here today?
They never told me to.
Why did somebody have to tell you? If you know it's his, why didn't you bring it? You want him to go to your house? No, right? So wouldn't you bring it? Why does that need telling? Gotta be kidding me. And the locksmith you're suing for is what?
It's an estimated bill. I haven't been in the locker ever since she took my keys.
Where are his keys?
I don't know. I didn't touch his stuff at all.
I can't believe 20 years of friendship ends up like this. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that you're staying as a guest in someone's house, then you're staying at a guest in their other house, and that you talk to either the child or her in that way. I don't care how tired you are. If you're tired, go take a walk around the block, and cool off. But why would you do that when you hadn't even been paying rent? You'd been staying through her generosity at her place. It's crazy. You have all this indignance to you, but you're super ungrateful. You should expect when you disrespect the owner of a house that you're staying at that you're going to pay for your own transportation to get to where you're going. The key and the locksmith and all this other stuff, I don't know what to say to you. I mean, you don't have proof that she hid and got rid of your keys. So you're just a guy who can't get into his storage because he doesn't have an extra set of keys to the storage. Solve your own problems there. And you with the rent, this literally happens like a day after he says, I'll pay you on the 19th. Not I'll pay you twice on the 19th, I'll just pay you on the 19th. So you wouldn't be entitled to rent and utilities for that first month. Had you brought the stupid NutriBullet top, this case would be over. But since you didn't, I am going to order you to make it your business to return the NutriBullet other piece that you have to him. Otherwise, you're going to owe him a NutriBullet. You understand? So we're going to make those arrangements with my bailiff. As for everything else, I find that neither of you are entitled to a penny for anything you're saying other than the NutriBullet, which we're going to resolve by returning the other half of the NutriBullet. Good luck, folks.
So, with the exception of part of a NutriBullet, this ends up being a 0-0 tie. The judge just didn't believe you, Ms. Uter. What do you think?
I think she made a mistake.
Well, you didn't have
not right.
documentation. You didn't have enough to convince her of your case.
Well, he did live in my house for 22
but
days.
You hadn't demanded rent up to that point. Unfortunately, you're out of luck. Okay?
All right, no problem.
Thank you very much. Now, Mr. Pena, who's the defendant, the judge thinks you're ungrateful. How do you feel about that?
Well, I just feel like I needed a friend. I was in desperate need. She helped me out. I'm so sorry for being ungrateful to her. But to be honest with you, she wasn't hospitable to me as well.
How are you doing now?
I'm doing okay.
You're going to have to hire a locksmith to get into that locker, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, good enough.
And none of my 3 girlfriends are going to help me because I don't have 3 girlfriends. She's completely lying.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Harvey?
Okay, real quick, Doug, the plaintiff returned the NutriBullet to the defendant. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Pepsid Complete knows that food is one of the best parts of game day. That is, until heartburn strikes. Thankfully, just one chewable tablet of Pepsid Complete provides dual-action heartburn relief with an antacid that starts working instantly and an acid reducer that lasts all day. So you can stay focused on that second helping of chili without worrying about heartburn. All day based on 8-hour symptom relief studies during the day. Use product only as directed.
Switch to Verizon Business and get more from your internet without paying more for your internet. Get LTE Business Internet starting at $39 a month when paired with a Business Unlimited smartphone plan. That's unlimited data, and with it, unlimited possibilities. Start saving today with Verizon Business, ranked #1 in small business internet customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Starting price for 25 megabits per second internet plan with savings, plus taxes, fees, and economic adjustment charge. Terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
This is the plaintiff, David Padilla. He says he traded his 2003 Cadillac CTS for the defendant's 2004 Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and the louse still hasn't come up with the proper paperwork to get it registered. He doesn't know if the thing was stolen, if it's useless to him, and if the defendant's dodging his calls. But he's tired of waiting around and is suing the shady guy for the $2,500 value of his Cadillac. This is the defendant, Michael Brown. He says he told the plaintiff there was no paperwork on the motorcycle because the guy who gave it to him passed away. Now, months later, he wants to undo their deal, but he's put a lot of money into the Cadillac, and he's not giving it back. The plaintiff can't just haphazardly change his mind. He doesn't owe him any money. That's that. He's accused of trading a hot Harley.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff traded his caddy for the defendant's Harley, and the guy won't give him good title. But the defendant says the plaintiff knew there was no paperwork, so tough. It's the case of Harley, har har.
Thank you, Douglas. David Padilla, you are suing Michael Brown for $2,500, a value of a car that was supposed to be part of a trade, but according to you, you want no part of it. Tell me what's going on here.
That's correct. Yes, ma'am. I have his 2003 Cadillac CTS I had for sale. My brother said that he had a couple of people that may be interested in it, so I left the car at his home. Mr. Brown is one of the two that showed interest in it. I guess.
Now, are you friends with his brother, or you were friends with his brother? Or?
Yeah, we were all friends.
Old friends? Okay. All right.
Okay. They got together and talked about it, and he brought his Harley over there and showed it to my brother. And I guess he let Mike take the car. So when I heard of this, or when he let me know, I came over to look at the bike and asked about paperwork, and there was no paperwork.
Okay. Did your brother call you and say he wants to trade a Harley Davidson for the what year Harley Davidson?
2004.
A 2004 Harley Davidson for your 2003 Cadillac. Did your brother tell you?
Yes, ma'am.
And you authorized it?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What did you do?
I went to look at the car, or the motorcycle. Yes, ma'am. I asked him about the paperwork, and he said he had no paperwork and that he would try to get it. He guaranteed or that there would be paperwork.
Who's he?
Michael.
Okay. So what happens? When do you say?
Well, at that moment, I told him, well, if there's no paperwork, no proof of ownership, then we can't make a trade. I'm not interested.
And so you guys spend a couple of days, or you have him spend a couple of days trying to reach him, can't reach him. When is it you call the police when you see him?
Well, this was probably a week or two past. When I finally found the car was when I thought to contact his ex-girlfriend, which they had split up, and for some reason or another, she was calling me and boo-hooing or whatever about their split up. But anyhow, I thought, well, I'll call her and see if maybe she knows where he's at. Well, when I did call her, I left a message to call me. I'm trying to get a hold of Mike. Well, she called me in the middle of the night, or texted me, saying things like, well, if I do contact him, tell me what's going on with the deal, and I'll let him know, or whatever. And I said, no, I don't need you to tell him anything. I just need you to have him contact me. There is no trade. I want the car back. And then there was no more contact.
So when do you see him and call the police?
Well, that very next day, I thought, well, maybe the car is at her house because I haven't been able to find it. Well, later that same day, I went over there. Sure enough, the car was at her house, and so was he. So then I called the law.
And?
That's when I found the call. The law said because there was a trade involved, which there was no trade. I never said I would trade it. They said because there was a trade involved, they could not do anything about it. It's a civil matter.
I don't get why they did that, because you didn't give him the title to your car. It's still registered in your name while he's driving your car.
That's correct. With no plates, no
Were there no plates on the car in front of the ex-girlfriend or girlfriend's house?
No, ma'am. I got a picture of the car sitting there with a plate that he put on it that was an illegal plate.
Why didn't you tell the police, look at that, that's a ticket right there. That's actually criminal.
Well, let me tell you this. I did, and that didn't matter. The following week, I found the car. He was driving it, of course, because it was at a gas station. He was putting gas in it. A friend of my brother's had saw the car sitting there, so he called me, and we ran over there. There it set, putting gas in it, and Michael Brown and his girlfriend ex-girlfriend.
Do you have a phone, a telephone? Did you video it?
I didn't video that, though.
But does your phone video?
The officer
Do you
came-
know how to video?
No, I don't.
Okay, go ahead. So,
It's a
but the officer,
smartphone, but I'm not so
What happened
smart.
with the officer?
The officers, about 5 of them come like it was a stolen car or whatever, and they told me basically the same thing. It was a civil matter. And I said, well, look, it's obvious he's driving the car. And they ran the plate on it and told me that it was doesn't belong
Tag not
to-
assigned. You can't have that. Okay.
And so they said, well, he said he wasn't driving it. He's going to
They
have it.
couldn't issue the ticket because they didn't see him driving it?
Exactly.
Where was the car? At a pump?
It was at a gas pump, yes, ma'am. I
So how
parked
did
in
it
front
get
of
there if you didn't drive it?
And my point exactly.
What's going on?
He had the car, and we traded. He came over to his brother's house. The car
Where's the title
wasn't-
to the Harley?
I never had it. The guy died, and the guy that I bought it from was a roommate from the person that had passed away.
But what legal right did that guy have to sell it to you? Maybe it's stolen. Maybe the heirs of the guy who died are like, where's our motorcycle? That's why you need a title.
I don't know.
Oh, well, okay. And where's
He knew
your
that. He
the
knew
car
that off
you're
the
driving
bat.
that you traded for it, where's the title to that one?
He gave me a title.
So if you have a Harley and he wants to buy the Harley, but you don't have the title, are you allowed to sell it?
No, you got to have the title.
Is that right? You buy that?
Yeah.
Why do you need title if you got the bike?
Because it's the law. Like you need the papers to sell a bike.
So you can't sell it even if you physically got the bike.
You need the documentation and make it legal.
Okay, I think you're onto something. Going inside the courtroom.
Do you have proof he gave you a title?
No, I was living at his brother's house, and his brother kicked me out in the middle of the night, and I didn't grab the paperwork when I left.
Why did his brother kick you out?
I don't know.
Oh, you do know. Why did his brother kick you out?
Because he thought I was screwing his girlfriend.
Okay. So, why are you driving the Cadillac if you don't have a title to it?
He gave me a title, and then he went down and filed for a lost
Right, but
title.
what'd you do with the title? Use it as like a doily for your beer? Did you take the title, go to the DMV, and register it in your name?
No, I didn't.
Then it wouldn't matter if that title got lost because...
You're right.
Right, so did you do that?
No, I just told you I didn't.
Oh, were you getting testy with me?
No.
Oh, because it sounded that way. But all right, how long have you been driving this Cadillac?
For 2 months, 3 months.
And according to you, you don't want to return it because you've done what to it?
I've replaced all kinds of parts. The engine control module, the transmission control module, wiring harness, the fuse panel.
Well, good. You got that going for you because I'm going to order you to return the car that is in his possession.
So then I get the bike back?
That is registered in his name. Because if you can't provide a title to the Harley, he can't register it. Some people care about not violating the law, and there's a Florida law that requires motorcycles and cars to be registered in your name. So you don't care, but he cares. So if you can't provide a title to it, I am rescinding the contract between you two, and you're going to return that car. I'm going to hand you an order that says that you guys agreed to a binding arbitration in front of me, and I'm entering an order that it's your car based on what I've heard, because you can't enforce a trade with no paperwork attached to it. You can't. And I'm not gonna, one of the things you said in your answer to the complaint was, everybody knew there's no paperwork, Says who? He's mortified that you're driving his car around in his name. He hit somebody, and that car's registered in your name, and guess who gets sued too? My verdict in this case is for you, not for a money judgment, but for the return of the car, which is actually what you want.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, Mr. Brown, the defendant, what do you think about what just happened here?
That's fine.
You're going to have to
If
give the
everything is
car
everything,
back.
yeah.
You okay with that?
Whatever.
Okay, good enough. Thank you very much. On
Thank
your
you.
way out. All right, Mr. Bedelia, you're going to get your car back.
Yes, sir.
You're going to give him the motorcycle.
Yes, sir.
So it worked out all right for you.
That's what I'm thinking. Yes, sir.
That's what
Perfect.
the judge said. You don't get $2,500, but you get the car.
I can work with that.
Good enough. Well, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Very good. Take care. That's pretty interesting. What do you think, Harvey?
Okay, well, these guys are all right. I mean, here's the simple fact is this. Title shows you own it, and you're not allowed to sell what you don't own. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This episode is brought to you by Nerds Gummy Clusters, the sweet treat that always elevates the vibe. With a sweet gummy surrounded with tangy, crunchy Nerds, every bite of Nerds gummy clusters brings you a whole new world of flavor. Whether it's game night, on the way to a concert, or kicking back with your crew, unleash your senses with Nerds gummy clusters.
This is the plaintiff, Eva Rozek. She says the board of her building decided to replace the windows, and the defendant and his workers wrecked her bathroom tiles and wallpaper, and they refused to repair them. Her beautiful tiles were from Japan. She wants her bathroom restored to how it used to be, and is suing the defendant for every penny of the $2,490.79 she's owed. This is the defendant, Michael Dentale. He says the plaintiff was a problem since the get-go and changed the time he was supposed to do the work 19 times. The woman's a hoarder. She complained the caulk they used gave her a headache, and they addressed every issue they could with this woman, but she's never pleased. Now, 3 years later, he's being sued by her? Good luck. He's accused of being shoddy.
All parties, please, your radiance.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant was installing windows in her bathroom and ruined the tile and the wallpaper. But the defendant says the plaintiff's nuts, a hoarder who's suing him 3 years later. It's the case of you punctured my porcelain, you punk.
Eva Rozek?
Yes.
You are suing Airlight Windows Incorporated, represented here by Michael Dentale?
Yes.
All right, for $2,490.79 that you say they owe you in damages because they messed up a window replacement in your bathroom, and you're now going to have to pay that to replace the window, you say. All right, so tell me what's going on.
So the company came to my house. They replaced all the windows.
Is this your house? Do you live? Where do you live?
This is the co-op building.
You live in a co-op building,
Yes.
and you folks were replacing all of the windows in the whole building,
In
correct?
the entire building, correct.
All right. They come in to do how many windows? How many units are in this?
300.
Okay. All right. So go on.
So they came to my apartment to replace the windows. They replaced all the windows, including the bedroom, bathroom, living room, kitchen. So other than the bathroom were done okay, not perfect, but okay. But the bathroom window, I had a wooden frame, so they ripped everything. There was supposed to be just a replacement in frame. They ripped everything out, including my tiles, my wallpaper, and then replaced the window. The window was, of course, too small for the opening because they ripped out the whole frame and destroyed it in the process. So to attach the window to the wall, they used plastic strip and a horrendous amount of caulk, and they put the tiles without any grout. Just
All right, hold on one second. Were these standard sized windows?
Standard windows, all.
The same window that was installed in her bathroom was installed in everybody else's bathroom?
Correct.
What was the goal? Where you were replacing the window frames that were there that were made out of what, wood?
Just so you understand, because it might be, people might get confused. A window consists of two sashes. The part that goes up and down on the bottom and the top, the frame around those sashes is part of the window. So when you replace a window, you're replacing the frame and the sashes. It's a window, it's a complete window. So it's a pretty simple process. You remove the old window, put the new window in, simple.
Now, you have pictures of the job. You had talked about horrendous caulking.
They didn't replace the wood. They put this plastic strip around the vinyl
Well, let's see what
window.
we're talking about here. All right, this is your bathroom?
Yes.
Is this your Japanese tile?
Yes.
This looks suspiciously like 50s tile.
Yeah, no. That's true. It's an old vintage tile, but it's made in Japan because I salvaged one of the tiles and I saw it on the back of the
That's
tile.
the original tile. You got that from Japan? That's the original. That's when the building
What
was
are you
built.
saying? That what? How are they Japanese tile? I thought I was going to see. All right,
No. They were made in Japan.
How do you know that?
Well, because I have.
You have a tile and it says in the back, made in Japan or something?
Yes. I salvaged one.
Yeah, let me see. So, yeah, made in Japan. I don't know how valuable that makes it, but yes, it happens to say
Do
made
we
in
know
Japan.
if that's
What's your bathroom white? Because I see your bathroom.
This is off-white, like beige.
I don't know
or-
where she got that tile because no tile was
I don't
taken.
know that it matters. It's not. I was just curious where the made in Japan. All right. So what are you complaining about? I'd like you to take a second, and I want you to walk over and tell me what you were complaining about. Show me in the picture what you're complaining about.
Okay, so, Your Honor, so this is the wallpaper.
Right.
And you see this is all ripped up. This is the thick layer.
It's not
of-
all ripped up. It is separated from the window frame, as it must when someone yanks out a window frame and puts in a new one. And this wallpaper is very old. How old is this wallpaper?
I don't know.
Right, but then there's an ungodly amount of caulk that's messy and gross. What's that about?
Well, the thing is there's two types of caulk. We use a polyurethane caulk. It's a newer technology caulk where when it hardens, it doesn't crack. It dries like a rubber.
That's lovely. Why is this one messy? In other words, the caulk belongs in a certain place, and on the frame is not where it belongs.
Between me and you, in
Yeah.
a bathroom,
yeah.
in a bathroom,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to, we do the caulk. You're supposed to either have, you can't use molding because it's a bathroom, can't use wood.
Okay.
In a living room, they would put wood to cover the caulk. But because it's a bathroom, you're supposed to tile over
Okay,
it.
sweetheart, listen. That's a messy caulk job.
Right.
Yeah, period. Like, take a look at it, and this cannot be your best work, because if it is, we have a problem, okay? Because there's
I
just
can't-
no reason for that caulk to look like, like a 4-year-old did it. You see how I'm talking about? Like, there's no reason for the caulk to be on the vinyl.
Yeah, there's something going on in this picture. I don't know if she ran something. We put a perfect
Answer my question. Does that look like a good job?
Now that you showed me that part, no.
Yeah, no, right?
No.
Okay, go ahead and go back to the podium, please. Now, you got an estimate to replace the entire window. Why would the entire window need replacing?
Not to replace the window. May I show you something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Your Honor?
Go ahead.
Okay, so this part, this is this plastic strip that I'm talking about. This is not even the vinyl window. This is the vinyl window from here to here. This is just the plastic, and there is no insulation here. There are gaps between this plastic strip. As you see here, you see more on the top. It's probably mold there because the gap is looking very black. I don't know what it is because it's too high for me to even get there.
You don't have a picture of what you're saying right now?
Yes, I do. Here. This is when the window ends, and this is the plastic strip. And the gap between the plastic strip and the window, it's just...
Talk to me about that.
Open gap.
Okay.
That's an expander. He's supposed to put a bead of caulk there, and it's missing.
What's it take to fix this or to make it look presentable?
A tube of caulk is about $9 in about 10 minutes.
So then why in 3 years of her complaining have you not done it?
So if you screw up the job, do you have to give the other guy, the guy that screwed up the job, an opportunity to fix it, or you can hire another guy?
I will give him the chance to fix it if he...
You have to give him the chance to fix it.
Yeah, I will.
You have, but do you have to?
Yeah, if he doesn't, I would just hire another guy.
That's the question, whether you have to, going inside the courtroom.
Personally, to tell you the truth, I've attempted to come to her apartment so many times and rang and I seen the peephole go over to the left, and I'm standing back ready to see the door open, and then I hear the thing going back, and I know someone's standing there.
Did you do that?
That's not true.
Okay, because he does have a letter that he entered into evidence from the condo president who says that routinely when you complain about something, the handyman goes there and they know you're in there and you won't open for you.
That's not true. And I've...
it's kind of odd to have two totally separate people complain about the exact same tendency. So the question is, what do I think you have a right to? And I think that you have a right to have someone else come in there and not replace the whole window to the tune of $3,000, but have somebody clean up that caulk and do it appropriately. That's what I think you have a right to, which of course you did not get an estimate for. By the way, one of the things you're suing for is $80 for a new sink. Is it?
No, 80 is for the tiles.
80
that I
for
have
the
to
tiles, because you had
replace.
originally sued for $700 for the tiles.
No, that wasn't my idea.
Okay, well,
I never said that.
Well, it wasn't my idea, and it wasn't his idea. I know that. So why would you need $80 in tiles?
Because I figure the tiles that I looked up, the vintage tiles that were made in Japan.
A new sink.
And
I noticed that the first time you complained to management, you never mentioned the sink.
No. The first time
it's the day after you complained that you said, "Oh, and by the way, I see a crack on my sink I never saw there before."
I saw it the same day, but I let them know the next day. That's true. I wrote the email the next day. I remember because I cleaned everything on Saturday, so I saw everything what happened.
Okay.
And I let them know about it.
All right.
And also, the job would also include the retiling and the wallpapering, because when you remove this...
so you should pay for new wallpaper?
No, I have a wallpaper, but it has to be repaired. I mean, whatever
you mean you have
was
extra wallpaper from that wallpaper?
Yes.
Who wallpapered? Did you wallpaper?
No, that was the previous owner.
But it was just in a closet somewhere?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
Since 2005.
How long has a wallpaper been there?
I have no idea.
Only
Your
the
Honor,
wallpaper knows for sure.
I have no idea, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to find in your favor in the amount of $350 for you to get somebody in there to recaulk that. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
So the plaintiff gets some money, but not nearly what she was seeking, only $350, I think. Mr. Bentali, you admit, it didn't look good in the pictures.
Caulk job, I would go 50-50. It could have been a little bit better, and it's tough to work with old, stuff like that.
So what do you think the best remedy is?
I think the judge was fair. I mean, the Caulk could have been done better.
Yeah.
And $350 is a lot of money for Caulk, but it's fine with me. I mean...
Better than $2,500.
True.
Okay, well, you got off lucky. Good. Well, thank you very much. Okay, good enough. All right, Ms. Rozek. Do you think you're too picky or not?
No.
No?
No, I don't. I think they did a lot of damage, and they still don't take responsibility for it. So
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not
look, you
really...
wanted a lot more money than you're going to get.
Yeah,
how about
I
you?
know.
Can you do what you want now with $350?
Oh, of course not.
So you're not too happy?
No, I'm not happy at all.
Sorry about that. Have a better day. Okay. Harvey?
Okay, Doug, I mean, look, once this thing ends up in court, it makes no sense to let this defendant go back in and try and fix it. So kind of the ship has sailed at that point, and that is exactly why the judge issued a money judgment.